Hello, hi there. It's me, it's Dave, or the Jaded Rabbit. God bless you, my friends. Thank you kindly for joining along for a very special video today. Yes, we are going to be talking about talisman builds for MK1. Now, it has been 5 days since the release of Season 6, and I have left my PlayStation on constantly, endlessly, without rest, ceaselessly. All of the synonyms. It's very terrible because if you want to play Mortal Kombat 1, you are going to have to think about running up your electricity bill, running up your damn power bill, maybe potentially frying your PlayStation 5. The CPU is a very fragile thing. It uses liquid metal for cooling purposes. And one of the problems that can happen with the PS5, especially if you have an older one of the first ones that were produced, that liquid metal will dry out, leading to your CPU overheating in your PS5. And if you try to do what I do, your PS5 might overheat too. I'm using a newer PS5 because I already burnt a first PS5 on MK11. So if you really want to play this game, do consider these things that you are taking advantage of your poor PlayStation 5. If you're on PC, it's a different story. But even on PC, the game struggles to run properly unless you're using $4,000 rig or more. I'm using a $2,000 laptop and it struggles to play MK1. So you would really need lots of money to have a good console working properly. But I think if you really want to know everything about this game, join the Bunny fam. Yes, this is secret exclusive video made early to my brothers and sisters in the fam. Yes, if you want to get all of the builds, all of the secrets, join the fam. Otherwise, you might be missing out. I will probably release this to other people maybe sometime next week. Sometime next week. Right now, I'm just feeling kind of happy that I'm able to get the seasonal tower done without any babysitting. Fully turbo boostable. I don't have to do anything. Just set it and forget it, and then come back and get your rewards. I think that's awesome. That's how you should be playing MK1. Because honestly, this season, if you want to get all of the skins, you're going to have to do hundreds of matches. So having a talisman do the seasonal tower for you, perfect. Also, if you're a new player for Mortal Kombat 1, having a talisman setup will allow you to get that fighter mastery, that cameo mastery, so that you can level up all of your characters in the game. But once again, the question is why? Why would you want to do this? Don't play this game. Don't be like me and waste. Well, let's see where we're at now. Okay, 1713. Actually, it's probably higher. I don't know. It's not updated yet. Okay, so this is the seasonal tower. I've been doing it overnight. Since I went to sleep, you can see that the rewards from the seasonal tower are pretty meager. There's not a lot of reward. If you want Dragon Bloods, the situation is going to be the same. Dragon Bloods will appear after you stop receiving the skins from the tower. Now, with this season, you can actually see the skin in advance of what you're getting. So it says complete 3 times. What? What do you mean do the same tower 3 times to get an ugly skin? Are you kidding me, game? They say it so casually. Oh yeah, just do 30 matches of this really hard activity where modifiers can one-shot you. Oh yeah, great. Thank you, game. Wonderful. So, okay, let's get into the build. Also, thank you, my brothers and sisters, for being here. Sean, T8000. Oh, my word. Okay, so let's take a look here at this little clip. So I'm like Martha Stewart. I already pre-prepared these clips for you. But this is when I was crafting my final talisman synthesis. The final forge for this talisman. As you can see, the choices that we're using right now are Frozen Skull, damage, and unblockable projectiles. So getting 1800 damage, that's easy. You can do this by just adding hundreds of dragon medallions. Getting the components is a different story. But once you have a 99 stack, you can add 2 of those without needing dragon bloods. Once you do so, you will be at epic talisman status. At that point, you're going to have to risk adding dragon flames to get unblockable projectiles. You need the unblockable projectiles because Frozen Skull will be able to hit everything with the unblockable projectiles. That's just one component that you need in order to have that unblockable effect. So I'd recommend doing 1 stack of 99, then another stack of 99 of damage medallions, then the unblockable projectiles. After that, you can add another 99 stack of damage medallions. That would require 10 dragon bloods. So when making this talisman, I actually used 20 dragon bloods. The first 10 you don't actually see, but the second 10 you see here with the final forge of this talisman. And the final forge is typically where you add on less important stats. Now, the most important stats here are damage and unblockable projectiles. So having those on while you're below epic or just at epic, that's good. You got to get that first. But the other things like Adinian Charm and Jinsei Essence, which add charges and recharges, that you can add in your last synthesis because you don't need more than 100, but you definitely need more than 100 dragon medallions, damage medallions, in order to actually cause damage with your talisman. And if you're doing things like the seasonal tower, you're going to want to max out as much damage as you can, because even with 66 extra projectiles, so we've got 67 projectile combo here with this talisman, even with that, that's not killing some opponents. That's kind of hard to believe, but even though you're doing 67 hits, it's not killing the opponents. Sometimes you might have to use 2 talisman charges in a match, which is kind of wild. But I think that the Frozen Skull is a great first choice option for making a talisman because you only need 20 dragon bloods to really make it pop. Now, if you were to do something like Acid Pool, Windbreaker, or God Blast, those talismans would require 30 to be in their perfect form. And I'm going to get 30 dragon bloods once I finish the seasonal tower and do another 300 matches on Turbo. So I'm going to get my dragon bloods that way to work on some other talismans. That's why this one's called First Talisman, because I'm going to be doing more talismans, because that's, you know, I just have questions. I want to know how these things work. And it's terrible because I am forced playing this terrible game to answer these questions. Okay, so whoa, let's actually show you guys what this thing looks like. Okay, so bear in mind here, we've got about 3,700, 800 extra damage. We've got unblockable projectiles, plus 66 extra projectiles. And we've got the combo of extra charges and recharges, so that way you don't have to go to the forge every single time to replenish your talisman. That's another reason why we're not seeing Windbreaker here, is because I really wanted a fully turbo boostable talisman, and Windbreaker is still... I mean, it's not nerfed. I mean, it is nerfed, but it's not a glitch. It's very much intentional. NRS, the devs, don't want us to use Windbreaker in a renewable fashion, endless fashion, infinite fashion. They want us to suffer. So, I mean, maybe once I put this out there, they will nerf things, because last season, we did the acid pool build, and, you know, acid pool information's got out there, and it was nerfed. So I don't know if this will get nerfed too. But, like, one of the fun things about the build, not fun, is the crazy numbers that you see in the top left. Is that what Steffi and Derek intended for us to do? Did they intend for us to cause 14,000 damage? Now, you can get higher numbers here. This is very much based on type effectiveness. Facing Shang Tsung with a frozen skull causes the most amount of damage. Also, if you change your relics, like we haven't spoken about relics yet, because the relics are actually useful here, so we might do that. Well, let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining. Pranjay, hello. Just Drew, hello, brother. Dave, I need to grind components fastest, so I'm going to be making a video later today, T8000, called How to Grind Components, or How to Farm. Because grinding implies, like, what you do at the club, and we're just farming, like we're little farmers on our fields. Not grinding at the club and getting dirty. No. But yes, we shall farm. Yeah. Sean. Hello, Sean. Yes, early today. It's very early today. So as you can see, this talisman is working perfectly. Now, I haven't shown you a situation where one usage does not kill. That's because for most opponents, one usage of the talisman will kill. Another reason why I didn't go with Windbreaker or Acid Pool this season is that Acid Pool and Windbreaker are very prone to glitches. I've done a lot of testing, and I find when I use those two talismans, I'll end up with a seasonal tower frozen in a glitched state. But that is not the case here with the skull talismans. And the beautiful thing about the skull talisman is that you can purchase it from the second shop at Collector. Like, you don't actually have to search Gateway Collector in order to get the talisman. You can purchase it outright. Now, let's do some changes. Actually, let's kill this Baraka first. Baraka's a good example of someone who is resistant. You see, even with the resistance, it gets kind of close. It gets worrisome as to whether or not you'll kill the opponent. Now, if you come across somebody who is resistant and has a huge HP, because HP in this game can go all the way up to 15,000 in the seasonal tower. So if you have both of those things working against you, Talisman is not going to be effective. Now, there are more effective ways of causing damage, like Windbreaker or Acid Pool, but like I said, they have their own issues. So I'm going to turn off the turbo here. Okay, so this is... Oh no, we went to the menu. That's not what I wanted. So let's talk about the relics. Now, there are two key relics that you would want to use with this talisman. The first one is anything gemstones related. There's a variety that you can purchase from Gateway Portal Collector. You also get one in the form of Overload, which gives you elemental resistances increased by 50%. This is a very useful buff for Seasonal Tower. gives you a good resistance against a lot of the modifiers that the game randomly throws at you. Gemstones of Victory, this is the one that I'm using, which grants that wonderful buff of plus 50, but at the same time, you lose if timer expires. That's okay. That's not really a problem. The other one that you might want to get is Dragon Egg. So Dragon Egg allows you, there are different kinds of Dragon Eggs and there are different kinds of gemstones. I haven't done a video explaining all of the relics, and I don't really want to because I feel like it's all AI generated. But the Dragon Egg is important here because it allows your combos to no longer scale damage, meaning that you will cause more damage per hit with each projectile of the Talisman. This also has a 5% chance to deal 0 damage. That's okay. There's worse debuffs out there, like you do 0 damage to super armor. That's the way worse one. So let's put on the Dragon Egg and let's take a look at the numbers to see the damage. So with the Dragon Egg, the Talisman actually does more damage, but you leave yourself a little bit more vulnerable to those random modifiers. It's up to you. Take your pick, but I think both of them, Gemstones and Dragon Egg, is a great pairing with the Talisman. So you're doing more damage here, less damage scaling. Damage scaling still exists, by the way. Talisman is lying to you, or Relic is lying to you. Doesn't completely remove the damage scaling, but it reduces it by a bit, allowing you to get better wins in those close situations where you normally would not. But I think gemstones and the defensiveness that it provides is very useful for going on through more higher levels of the tower, because things will kill you one shot in the tower. Gemstones helps, especially if you have some boosters or herbs that are already granting you resistances. Now, this is so stupid because I have been wasting hours of my life trying to put together this talisman. Actually just wasting hours of my life playing invasions. And I think this is a very important thing. Like, if you see this and you think, oh, it's cool, let me go make it. Like, it's not easy to make. Don't think that you can go make this in a single day either. Because getting Dragon Bloods at a rate of 0.5 per hour, 1 every 2 hours, that's ridiculous. Because I needed 20 to make this. 20! I can't emphasize enough how bad this game is. So please consider what you're putting yourself and your PlayStation through. So, as you can see, Talisman is working. I'm going to be getting all my rewards without actually trying. Hopefully, you do too. Let's review. So, here's the steps on how to make this talisman. First, you go to Flesh Pits. You go to that second shop, you purchase the Frozen Skull Talisman. Don't go to some other place, because it's not going to work. You got to go to the Flesh Pits second collector. It's this one. He's right near the final boss. You pick up Frozen Skull. This is going to be your base, and you're going to have to add hundreds of damage medallions. So this is the most important component. This one, Dragon Medallion and Dragon Bloods. Dragon Bloods are so hard to get, but it's very important. So check out my separate videos on how to grind, farm, damage medallions, and Dragon Bloods, and that should help you. because like it's too much to explain here. But you're going to want to visit the shops every single hour so that you can buy the necessary components. And those are Jinsei Essence, Plasma Orb, Adinian Charm, and Damage Medallions. So basically, all of these last few mesas, the last 3 mesas, these are the places that you want to visit every single hour to pick up the necessary components, Damage Medallions, Jinsei Essence, Adinian Charm, and Plasma Orb, because this is what's allowing us to get the wins. Now, the other components you don't need as much, like Adinian Charms, Jinsei Essence, Plasma Orb, because those aren't as crucial as the other components, like the damage components. You really need a lot. So as you can see here, I put on 378 dragon medallions. I put on 99 extra projectiles, plasma orbs, but that translates to 2/3 effectiveness in terms of bonus. Adinian Charms, that's 1/2. I put in 99. It only gives me 50 charges. And I added 46 extra charges. You could add more if you want. If you're going for Windbreaker, you might want to put on a bunch because Windbreaker doesn't recharge. But yeah, this is the Talisman build. I'm pretty happy with it. It's going to get me through the Seasonal Tower and allow me to make other better talismans, because this is not the final stop. This is just one stop on the journey of making things to break this game. Yes, we are going to be trying to break this game. That reptile fight seems really stupid. Maybe there's a way that we can cause it to crash. I've already gotten 2 game crashes so far, so I'm hoping for more. Yay. Anyways, let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you. Do I really need a high damaging talisman for Seasonal Tower? Because I'm only going to go to level 80 and not further. So as you saw with my attempts here, it's not effective against some opponents. And I'm using 378 damage medallions. So if 378 isn't fully effective against some opponents, what makes you think you can get away with less? LOL. But yeah, no, you really do need lots. And trust me, T8000, getting the damage medallions, not as hard as getting the Dragon Bloods. The Dragon Bloods was hard. Also, yeah, scripting 3-4 for Sub-Zero, it's not fully turbo boostable because I still have to babysit it. I like things that I can just set it and forget it and go to sleep. That's what I like. But yeah, I heard the dragon. Oh wow, maybe CJ. Maybe, maybe, perhaps. Anyways, love you guys so much. I hope you really enjoyed this. This was me being helpful and abrupt. If you like these shorter, helpful videos, leave a like. Or, you know the drill, leave a dislike or get the hell out because the live stream is over. I'm going to go about my morning routine, and I will be joining you back later today with T8000's How to Farm Damage Medallions. We will do this. But yeah, join the fam, because if you're watching this video was for special early access to my brothers and sisters. Please join the fam. You get access to all the fancy builds. But much love to all of my brothers and sisters who help keep me alive. But I'm gonna give special shout out to my Shillinator. Love you, T8000. Thank you. Lovely questions. Keeps my mind active. I really like that. So yes, thank you. But yes, I'm praying for all of you to just be AFK farming turbo boosting. But until next time, Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye, my friends. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.